Cody Rhodes has been defeated for the WWE Championship by John Cena, not only at WrestleMania, but also at the following event, Backlash. Cena sets the foundation for the future with the blessing of The Rock, who leaves it all in his hands now and steps back onto the board. But Cena creates a lot of mystery when he says there is others who agree with his stance, and they want to join his fight to ruin wrestling and erase the legacy of all of those before them. But for Cody, it's back to the drawing board. He's at the Performance Center getting back to basics. He's speaking with Shawn Michaels and DDP. However, it's the chance encounter that he has with William Regal that changes his perspective. Because as he's talking to Regal and looking at the Dusty Cup, another man who is going back to basics after losing it all at WrestleMania approaches. And Bron Breakker and Cody Rhodes, as Regal points out, have a lot of similarities. And he thinks that their legacies have the potential to eclipse even that of their fathers, which gives food for thought. However, Cena is giving nothing on Raw. He's refusing to defend the championship. He's refusing to be the champion that the fans want. But he also speaks on wanting to erase names from history, and we find out that Ric Flair is going to be appearing on Saturday night's main event later that week, which plants the seed in Cody's head as he's training with Bron Breakker again. And unsurprisingly, they share a bond over the way they were raised, and they want to fight the good fight against whoever Cena is planning to bring in. But the big concern is, as Saturday night's main event rolls around and Ric Flair's music plays throughout the arena, that they will be too late, because Flair is down at the hands of an unknown assailant. And of course, John Cena just walks past the down Flair without even acknowledging him. And he walks through Gorilla, where he's immediately confronted by Triple H, who is fuming. But Cena even ignores him, and he just walks out to the arena. But Triple H isn't having it, and he follows him out, and he's yelling at him to stop and listen. But Cena won't listen, so Triple H has to get in the ring, and they're basically nose to nose. Cena could very well snap on a man who hasn't been medically cleared for years. Bron Breakker and Cody Rhodes come through the crowd. They hit the ring and they take it to Cena. Cody hits him with a Cody Cutter and Bron stalks him for a spear. But before he can get to him, Cena slides out of the ring, which draws out a lot of boos from the crowd. But it quickly shifts where Bron Breakker and Cody Rhodes reveal the shirts that were under their jackets. The pop is deafening, but under the crowd noise, Cena says, "Only two of you, huh? That's cute. I'll see you soon." Cena alludes to having more than just one person at his side, which is a warning sign for Cody and Bron that they might need one more as well. However, one obvious choice, who is now watching from the ramp, seems less than convinced, but also not clued in on this at all. And that becomes very apparent when Bron Breakker is standing in the locker room wearing a Legacy shirt, and he's approached by the founder. It's a hell of a shirt, kid. Cody make that one up for you? But then Cody quickly comes in and says, "Randy, we got a problem here?" Randy says, "I don't know. Do we? Look, Cody, I know you were in Legacy, but you didn't start it. So maybe a phone call, hell, maybe even a text, just to let me know. Anyway, good luck with it all." Randy, Bron, leave him with me. You need to prepare for your King of the Ring match. We're restoring wrestling back to where it should be, and you are going to be at the front of that. Tensions are rising backstage between Orton, who hasn't been consulted about the return of Legacy. But Bron, indeed, does need to stay on track as he heads out for his King of the Ring match that will see him through to the final. And it's fantastic, and a very fair battle against a man who has a hell of a legacy in WWE, but a much more disrespectful son than what Braun is. However, as the match is going on, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are seemingly having a disagreement. Obviously, still arguing about using the legacy name without asking, which leaves Braun open to whoever the hell is messing with them on behalf of Cena. But it goes south because they miss and Breaker runs to the outside and drills them with a spear. But then he has to make a choice. Does he unmask them or does he get back into the fight for the greater good? Well, he makes that choice and he gets back in the ring, but Ray was ready for him and he looks for a 619. But then Breaker reverses and powers out. And he gets the opportunity to go to the corner, line up Ray, and almost spears him out of his boots to pick up the win. He heads to the final of the King of the Ring, but instead of celebrating the victory, he tries to get at the Mystery Man. But he can't because they slimily sneak off through the crowd. However, that then leads to Cody coming out to stand in the ring with the victorious Breaker to make a challenge. He wants another crack at Cena, which gets seemingly mocked in one of Cena's cryptic tweets that goes live as he's speaking. And it reads, "You don't get what you deserve, you get what you earn." Which riles Cody up, who backs his legacy partner in even more when they train as hard as ever leading up to the final of the King of the Ring. And when the show rolls around and the final gets underway, it's a banger. Drew McIntyre and Braun Breaker tear the house down, and Cody cautiously watches on from the back. He knows damn well that even though Cena has blown his challenge off as nothing, he will still have his feelers out in this match. And he does, because he's trying to ruin wrestling, so why not try and further ruin the sanctity of the King of the Ring? But one thing piques the curiosity of the audience when Drew starts arguing with the referee about a count. But it's curious timing, as it's then we see the henchman blast Breaker in the head with a kick, which rocks him into the path of the now waiting Drew McIntyre, who loads it up and delivers a fatal claymore. Drew wins the King of the Ring. But where was Cody? Well, we find out as Drew celebrates because he's down and bleeding in the locker room. And then Randy Orton is held up by Byron Saxton as he's trying to leave, and Saxton asks him if he saw anything. "Listen, I heard a bunch of noise. I came in, I saw him down, and I called for the medics," which, where the hell are they, by the way? Is someone going to help him? "That's everything I know, Byron." Orton wipes his hands of it, but it doesn't stop the speculation that him being unhappy with Cody rejuvenating legacy has something to do with him being down. However, there is no speculation left about McIntyre as he looks down the barrel of the camera and does a famous hand gesture as a message to the downed Cody Rhodes. It's clear Cena has Drew. There's another guy running around, and I don't even know who attacked me. But what I do know is Randy was right there. We need to get serious with this. This is much more dangerous than we think. We need another one. Not only does Cody know he has to even the numbers, but he also has to get back at Cena and try and take that championship. But he knows that Cena won't just hand him a shot, so he has a Money in the Bank qualifying match, but his opponent rocks the entire industry. It's unbelievable, and the fact that this is anywhere but on a PLE has the fans salivating, and the Netflix ratings are through the roof, and the whole crowd is on their feet, and the match is as excellent as everyone hopes. But it's just as the action starts to ramp up, we get the inevitable appearance of one of Cena's henchmen. He saunters out to get a closer look, but then boom! Braun Breaker spears him. However, this was all purely to try and distract from the fact that the master assailant is laying in wait. But Breaker turns on the jets and he sprints off, he slides in the ring and he spears the masked man off the apron. It's extraordinary athleticism. But of course Cody is distracted by this and the Viper is coiled. But Cody knows his opponent better than anyone. And then the roles are reversed as Orton is stalked and nailed with a crossroads. Cody qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match. But this time, Braun is going to take the chance to reveal who is behind the mask. It's none other than Logan Paul. And the place erupts in boos. They can't stand this decision. But it makes sense because Cena is trying to ruin wrestling and tarnish its legacy. And who better to do that than Logan Paul? But as this is happening, Drew gets back up, slides in the ring and nails Cody with a Claymore. And then Logan, who was already qualified for Money in the Bank, mind you, hits a cheap low blow on Breaker. And they start wailing on Legacy. All while the man who first created it walks away, leaving fans to really wonder if perhaps McIntyre and Paul were actually out there to help him. But is Orton really the one who needs the help? Because as Money in the Bank rolls around, it really feels like it's Legacy who will need it more than anyone. The rest of the field has fallen and Logan is teetering on doing the same. Cody is as determined as anyone has ever been to get back at Cena one more time. But then, storming through backstage is Drew McIntyre and he's walking away from the down body of Braun Breaker. But now, back in the ring, Cody and Logan are trading. Logan is trying to survive until Drew gets out there. But the only issue is, we see in Gorilla, Drew is down. Logan sees this on the Tron and now he starts trying to shower Cody and everything he can get his hands on. And he buries him underneath a rubble of weapons. Now he has to climb, but Logan gets taken down and it's locked into a hold. But we can't see who it is. But what we do see is Cody rising like a phoenix from the ashes. He gets out of the rubble and he has barely anything left, but he climbs the ladder and pulls down the briefcase. But who helped him do it? They have their third, Charlie Dempsey, the son, the legacy of William Regal. And it sends excitement through the WWE universe because Cena went Hollywood, but Cody has turned to youth. And they turn up on Raw and it's clear that they are stronger than ever. But that pisses Cena off and they all show up as well. And with Paul and McIntyre in tow, they are aggressive and it's a brutal brawl that spills all over the arena. But it's Cena and Cena's henchmen that get the better of them, especially Cena himself over Cody. And he has seen red, both in his eyes and on Cody's face, all while founding member Randy Orton watches on and does nothing. But Cena does look down at Cody and say what is on his mind. I know you're going to do some kind of noble bullshit and cash that briefcase in ahead of time, but I wouldn't. I'd make sure I'm well and truly done before you do anything. Because me at 50% is twice the man you are at 100. And yet people want to ask why. Why Drew McIntyre? Why Logan Paul? Well, here's why. These men are individuals. They're capable of individual thoughts, unlike you or unlike anyone in this building. The kind of people who are happy to hide in a crowd and do the same old boring chants because you're all afraid to have a voice of your own. Well, Drew McIntyre has a voice, Logan has a voice, and I have a voice. And together, we're going to snuff out this revisionist history to make our own. The most ominous of warnings from Cena, who is looking to wipe the history of Rhodes, Breaker, and Dempsey before they even start. But it's legacy that is on the agenda as Cody wants to rally the troops and remind them of where they all came from. These great men paved the way for all of us, not just in wrestling, but in life. They taught us how to be the men we are today. And yeah, they cast a big shadow, but the longer you live in someone else's shadow, the longer it takes to cast your own. And that is what this is all about. That is what legacy is. It's about building our own, but it's also about recognizing our name and honoring our name. Cody Rhodes, Charlie Regal, and Braun Steiner. That is our legacy, and that is what we will be known as. That is why we are going to restore order. John Cena, you read me like a book, and I'm going to cash in ahead of time. But not because I'm a stand-up guy, not because it's the noble thing to do. No, it's to cement my legacy at a show that is a big part of my father's. Cena and Cody at an event Dusty Rhodes created, and it's true legacy on show, and it's true grit on show as well as the match wears on. Cody Rhodes simply cannot lose on this kind of stage. He has all of his chips into the middle, but Cena promised he'd retire with the championship and retire as its last true champion, but something has gotta give. Orton strikes John Cena. He chooses heart, he chooses soul, and he chooses legacy. He slithers out of the ring. He makes his way up to the ramp where he's joined by the triumphant Charlie Regal and Braun Steiner to see Cody take back the championship that was robbed from him.